What's up, players? It's OG Technic back with another video of the R36S. I just unboxed this and unpacked it from China. I spared you the time of ripping through the bubble wrap again this time because that's just really mainly to be sure that the device comes intact and everything is in order. So I clipped that out of this, and basically what we're going to do is we're just going to check it out. Okay, we're going to see if it works. We'll test a couple games. And this time it's the white version. Last time I showed you the purple one, but this device is amazing. I'm in love with this device. The RK3326 chip, quad-core ARM 64-bit Cortex A35 CPU, up to 1.5 gigahertz of RAM, or up to 1.5 gigahertz. RAM is 1 gigabyte DDR3L. It has a 3.5-inch IPS full viewing angle OCA laminated screen, 640 by 480, and that's fine for this size screen. It's perfect. It can support some PSP, Dreamcast, and Sega Saturn, pretty much all of PS1, some Nintendo DS, some Nintendo 64, pretty much all of Capcom System 1, 2, and 3, Final Burn Alpha, which is arcade, Neo Geo, Game Boy Advance, Game Boy Color, Game Boy, Super Famicom, Famicom, and Mega Drive. So what we're going to check here, it has a 32 milliamp hour battery, so it says it lasts 6 hours. We're gonna see how it looks. We're gonna see how it feels. It definitely feels better than the R35S. And we're gonna see how the games look. Did they scale them correctly? Are the ROM lists clean? Let's check it out. I'm gonna spare you guys the time with the manual. If you feel you have any questions or you need to see something about the manual, let me know. I'll hook it up. I'll post some pictures. I'll just give you a quick peek inside. We do have our cable, USB-C to USB-A. Our little dust remover. Our joke of a manual. It's not even worth looking at. It's a sheet. We have our screen protector and our wipes. So let's move on from there. Set this aside. I'll fit that in later. Let's pull this out and let's start it up. Actually, before we start it up, we'll do a little button overview. Stay straight, Link. Stand straight. Or not, whatever. Alright, so here we go. I like the white one too. I really like the purple one, but I'm liking the, the transparent purple is nice, and the ridges feel just as good on this as they do on the XU10, but the trigger buttons don't. And you know what? I can tell you right off the bat that these ones don't stick like my purple ones did. This one on my L2 on my purple one would stick like almost every time. These ones work fine, which is great. It means I don't need to go opening up the system if I don't need to. Also, an improvement, they put the sticker back on with the proper spelling. It said console before, so kudos. Alright, we got the battery latch for replaceable battery. It's a different looking battery than the other one, but that's cool, I have two of them. I can take both batteries with me if I'm on a trip, one device. And I have some RG35XX batteries that I think will fit in here too. D-pad, let's see if I can zoom in for you guys, get a little bit better details here. So the D-pad, it's actually so much better. I feel like it just, seriously, they may have changed the membrane out because it feels like an Ambernick D-pad. Maybe a tiny bit tighter. There's a nice central pivot. It's light on the touch. It's not too hard to press. No complaints at all. So we'll have to test it out in game, but you've seen the tests on the other channels, the Contra test. It feels pretty good. It feels amazing actually. ABXY, they're kind of funky because they have these two will have this little plastic arch connecting them. Same with these two. I don't know why they did that, but people have been modding them and like cutting out that, just separating that arch. And I'm not sure if they're swapping out the membranes, but I might try it with the RG35XX membrane. But honestly, I don't have too much of a problem with them. They feel okay. They're a little stiff, but they're not bad. I'm not a big fan of the clicky buttons right here, but that's fine, whatever. Sticks, typical Joy-Con style stick. We have our volume up and down. We have our TF slot. This is for the operating system. We have our other TF slot here. This is for your games. You got your reset button and your power switch. And that's basically it. You got your OTG port in your power on the bottom, and you got a headphone jack. So speakers are shooting out the bottom. Oh, actually no, they're not. I don't know why those are there. Actually, you know what? I'm not sure. I'm gonna have to try to figure that one out. I can't remember. Is this where the speakers are? Because I know it's mono. Or is it right here? I think it's right there. But you know what? Let me zoom back out now. And let's start this thing up and see what happens. I know ArkOS doesn't start up super quickly. You'll get your boot image just like that, but after that it'll take a little while to start. So we're just going to go through the systems, see what kind of ROM lists they have, and if they're clean, what systems are loaded up on here. We'll play a couple games and then we'll call it. You know, I'm not going to take up too much time. So that audio, it started out sounding kind of scratchy and staticky, but it's actually not that bad. It might just be that actual audio. So Capcom Play System 1, so CPS 1, 32 games, CPS 2, 37 games, and everything's looking good. I like ArkOS. I mean, I like the format and the layout, and there's different themes that you can. This is like I think this is the Epic Noir theme, which is, I think it's my favorite theme. CPS 3, 4 games, MAME 2003, almost 2,000 games. PC Engine, 359 games, or TurboGrafx 16. Famicom Disk System, 1,639 games, that's a lot. Super Famicom, or Super Nintendo, 451. I wonder if they'll have a Super Nintendo, a separate one for both Nintendo and Super Nintendo and Famicom and Super Famicom. There it is, NES. Alright, 500 games, that's a respectable number. It's not like it's 13,000 NES games. We don't need that. We don't need to spend hours going through menus. Super Nintendo, I like that. Okay, so they switched up. They put both Super Famicom and Super Nintendo in separate, and I appreciate that. You know, hey, why not? 1,332 games. Nintendo 64, 187, just like last time. So it looks to be the same ROM list. They're just using the same thing. I don't know if they're scaling things or doing anything when it comes to filters or overlays, and I'm not too versed with all that, but we'll try something out. Maybe I'll try to get a Game Boy game scaled. If it's not Game Boy, what do we got? I'm missing the numbers. So Nintendo 187, Game Boy over 3,500, 3,600 games, Game Boy Color 2,100 games, Game Boy Advance almost 1,100 games, DS 15 games. This is just like the other ones. So yeah, they're using the same stuff. Mega Drive. I should take all these out and put them in my ArcD. I need to work on that. That's one that I'm definitely excited to work on. Dreamcast, 5 games. Let's see what they have in there. Just Crazy Taxi, Dead or Alive, Gigawing, Legacy of Kain, Marvel Capcom 2. You can't complain about that one. Game Gear, 263. Neo Geo, 204. PlayStation, 24. Tell me they have my Crash Team Racing. They do. Alright. Go through this list, because I'm not going to go through all the lists with you right now. If you have a game you want to know about, feel free to ask. Alright, let me back out of here. PSP, 32 games. It was crazy that, what was it? Was it my XU10 that actually played God of War, but it was missing the sky and the graphics were all funky, but it actually played pretty nicely. It's not on here. I think they're just trying to take a more respectable route with what they load onto there to consider playable. Favorites. There's 50 games available in the favorites. What are they favoriting? Oh, it looks like they favorited all the arcade games. Look at that. Yeah. They favorited all the arcade games. Do they have Golden Axe? Death of This is a game that I never knew about until not too long ago. Golden Axe: The Revenge of Death Adder. This is a great beat 'em up. Man, is it better than the original Golden Axe. I highly recommend it for anybody that likes their beat 'em ups. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: Turtles in Time. They have the video art for it, so are these scrolling? Yeah, okay, so that's Turtles in Time. And then what do we got? Come on. So it's video art. I believe that's still Turtles in Time. Yeah, so they have some duplicates in here, but it might be regional or it might be, I'm not sure what, 2-player versus 4-player mode. That's probably what it is. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles MAME. So they have the different MAME version and like whatever. So Ultimate Mortal Kombat, Vendetta, another beat 'em up, X-Men beat 'em up. That's cool. Did they have the Simpsons in here? You know what? I'll check on another day. All right. So what do I go to first when I play these things? Usually it's Mario Kart or Crash Bandicoot or something. I don't need to test the platformers and the lightweight games, but even though I know that Mario Kart is not one of the heaviest hitting games for Nintendo 64, it's one of the games I like, so that's why I test it. If there's a game that you like and you want to see if it works, ask me and I'll test it for you. So there we go, Mario Kart 64. And I'm going to guess that it's mapped correctly. This is a 4:3 screen, so I don't have to worry about scaling as long as they have it as full screen. But when we're going to go into a Game Boy game after this, and maybe a PSP game, and see if they have them properly scaled. Because Game Boy should be like 9:10, almost square, and PSP should be like 16:9. So press start. Okay, B is going to be A, that's going to be B. This is going to be your Z button or your item button, and this is going to be your drift button. As I've said before. Actually, you know what? I'm going to go 100 because I've kind of sucked lately. And you know what? I think I will also turn off some of these lights because we don't need them to see the screen. Is that better? Yeah, that's okay. Alright. And let me zoom in for you guys. Not that far. That's all right. Okay. I was about to try to use the D-pad again. I don't know why. I wish the thumbstick was up here for Mario Kart, but honestly, I like the D-pad being up here for basically everything else. Yeah, I didn't get my quick start. All right. Here we go. You already know it runs perfect. I don't know if everything about this ROM is perfect, because I know that I've made some comments about things being perfect before, and people have responded saying it's not perfect. Something was missing, and yo, I'm in the middle of filming with one camera playing the game on it and another screen playing it at the same time while I'm trying to talk, so I don't catch every little detail. That's for you guys to catch and tell me I'm wrong. Just kidding, guys. Whoops, I meant to throw that backwards. It's a little difficult to kind of hold onto your item because you got to hold that button, and it's much easier to play while you're not holding down that L2 button. That's why I like this one, because you don't have to hold it. It's like a shield. Am I in frame? I'm like a kid, you know, when I start playing games, I start moving my hands the directions I'm trying to force myself to go. I haven't grown out of that. To some extent I have, but I'm sure there's some of you guys out there that can relate. You might not want to admit it, but ooh, I hurt somebody with a green shell. That was an accident. Can I come backwards? No. Let me just reach over here and say hi, princess. Oh. I wasted that. Come on, Nick. Get first place. I can't even stay in my camera frame. At least get first place. Thank you. Usually I don't think I mind a princess following me, but in this case, I tried to hold that. Alright. So I think I was out of camera on part of that. Sorry. My bad. here we are, Mario Kart. So if we press start and select, press again to quit. I don't want that. Oh, that's right. So one thing I didn't realize in the last video with the R36S was that the save states for N64 is different than it is for everything else. Everything else you can do like your start and select hotkeys or whatever to save state. I'm afraid to press that button right now, but you can see in the menu when I back out of here, so I'm just gonna back out, that up in the top corner right here, wait, oh, you know what, it's not showing me that. So that was, oh, you know what, that was the XU10, my bad. That was with the XU10 on how to save states, because there's it's like a Pandora's box format, is that right? I'm getting confused. And right on the top corner it showed how to save a single state. You couldn't do multiple states, but you can save states. So let me I just want to see really quick if there's a way to save states in here. So let's press again to quit. We don't want that. Is it select? There we go. So select an X. Okay, so here we go. And you got your state slots, 1, 2, 3, whatever state slot you want to save it as. You can have multiple states, save states. And you can create hotkeys. I'm not going to go into all that right now. Go to Russ from Retro Game Core or Joey's Retro Handhelds for that. But I think Joey hates this device, so we'll see. But anyway, I'm gonna get back out of here because that's that. So that's how you save on any of the RetroArch cores. It's just a matter of getting into the settings. The XU10's quite different. So what else do we want to check? Oh, I wanted to check Game Boy. I wanted to see if Game Boy should be almost square. So let's go to Tetris because I want to go to one of my all-time favorite childhood games. Came with my Game Boy. And then let's see if it's full screen or if it's, I like Tetris Attack, or not Attack, but Tetris 2 better. But for regular Game Boy, it looks like it's going to be black and white, but that might just be the box art. Please wait. Oh, it's full screen. So it's not that bad for a 4:3 screen to have Game Boy in full screen, and there's a lot of people out there that would actually prefer this. There's more to look at, but honestly, I like mine to be scaled. So what was that again? Select an X. I'm gonna press back to get into the settings, and we're gonna go to video. We're gonna go, it says full screen mode. We're gonna put that to off. We don't want full screen mode. And then full screen height. Well, now we want full screen width. What do we got? Oh wait, no, we don't want that. So now I'm gonna back out of here. Window scaling, that's what we want. Aspect ratio, no, we don't. We could do integer. Integer scale is gonna be a little bit small, so I'm not gonna do that. And it's not 1:1. They should have like a Game Boy legit. There we go, 10:9. All right. Okay, so now we're gonna back out of here. Back. Oh wait, no, just go back up to. Oh wait, yeah. So quick menu. So I went over here, then I went up to ArkOS. Then we get back to quick menu. Once you hit quick menu, you can go back to resume. And you'll see now, alright, so now it's square, but it's still black and white. This isn't supposed to be a tutorial video, but I want to fix it, so I'm going to try to do it. So I'm going to go back into the menu. I'm going to scroll down and see what we have here. Options, on-screen overlay. That could be kind of cool too, put a little DMG type overlay on it, but what I want is filters or shaders. No, I know the options are there. Let's see if I back out. Settings, video, scaling, thread edge, GPU, bilinear filtering off, good. RGB scaling, video filter, this is what we want, I believe. So there should be something in here that's like DMG, like something Game Boy related. It's probably like 2X or 3. There it is, Game Boy 3X DMG. So I'm pretty sure they got a 3X green scale. I'm not sure what that is, and they got the light in the pocket. So those would be the ones that you would want to apply for the other Game Boy Pocket, Game Boy Light if you want. And you could do an override if you want to, because I think the Game Boy Light games might be in the Game Boy Pocket one, or the Game Boy original Game Boy one, and you might want those ones to look the way they should. Let's do this, Game Boy DMG. Alright, so I had to kind of reset. It applied the filter, and if it works, later I would do an override. I'd override it so it stays. I do a core override personally, or a content directory override for Game Boy. But for now, we're just gonna see if it works. I'll do that on another video, unless I see overrides right here. There's overrides. Okay, so if it works, I'm gonna go back into overrides. This is a little menu tutorial for you guys. There it is, you guys. We got our Game Boy look. We got the dot matrix filter. It's just perfect. The only thing that can maybe make it a little more perfect is to put the overlay on the bezels. I'm not gonna waste your time with that right now. But the one thing I am going to do is I'm going to save this for myself. So there's the on-screen overlay. I probably could, but I have to dig through them and figure out which one it is. So overrides, save core overrides. I don't know if I want to save core overrides because I'm not sure exactly what it all is using this core. But content directory is Game Boy. So save that. And then after you save that, you're going to back out. And from RetroArch, there's you save configuration file to actually, there it is, configuration file. So now you want to save your new or current configuration, and then that will be applied next time you open up that game, or anything within the Game Boy system will be applied with this. Oh yeah, I love it. Hey, I'm actually teaching something instead of just showing things like, hey, look at me. But yeah, I learned this stuff from Russ from Retro Game Core, and from Joey's Retro Handhelds on YouTube, so shout out to those guys. Just gonna try to get a Tetris or two, and they're gonna be fussy with me. I know it. They're gonna make it difficult for me. You know what? I'm gonna just actually, one way or another, I'm gonna have to. I'm playing it risky. Okay. And I'm not in camera. Oh, I didn't want that. They never want to give you a long one right when you need it. But they did. I contradict myself. I love that. It's just something about that hits me right in the nostalgia, like whatever that thing is in your heart. I love it. Where am I putting this? You know what? Let's just get rid of those two. Alright, I'm not going to spare you guys any longer with Tetris. You've seen Tetris. You know Tetris can play on here. I've showed you what can play on here in my other videos. You guys know that this thing is very capable, and the firmware is out there and available and secure. I mean, this stuff has been worked on for years. So if you guys are interested in getting a budget device that can play up to Dreamcast and some PSP, even a lot of N64, this is the one to get, the R36S. Get it for your friends or your family for Christmas, and go through the guides on Retro Game Core and set things up for them. Put it into like a kiosk mode so that they can't mess anything up, and they have an awesome, like a gift that is better than anything that they've ever got, unless they've gotten like a freaking Tesla or something. But we're gonna take it, this Tetris, as a goodbye. So I wasn't planning on this R36 video, but I was just doing an unboxing for AliExpress, and I just decided to do it, and I liked it, so I'm gonna keep it and I'm gonna post it. I hope you guys will like it too. Thanks for watching.